Well, we're back. This is the second episode for 2019 of the Mountain West Angler. This is the first day of filming. Got a little bit different scenario playing out for you. We're still chasing walleye. We will get to other species in the future, but this is the last open water fishing tournament of the year that Montana puts on. It's on the Yellowstone River outside of Sydney, Montana. And we're gonna do a kind of a tournament episode here, we'll call it. I have no idea what I'm gonna fish with first, but I am going with this dark bait since the water's so dirty. But this is a very small tournament. It's local. It's how you build the relationships with the people you're fishing with, or in community organizations with, all those fun things all come together in these smaller tournaments. But it also helps you learn a few things. So rather than be an average Joe that's jumping into a national circuit, always fish a local tournament first, because I guarantee you there will be at least one guy that has been to any one of those larger tournaments, and that is probably where you're going to learn the most about a big tournament, how to work with people, what you should be prepared for, what to expect, things like that if you're looking down the road at those bigger venues. The other thing is you're going to learn a lot from a very small competitive atmosphere versus a big one where, if you're not in the turtle club, you're not a turtle. Things like that. So I'll let you go. We'll go with the little ugly swim bait here. The water temperature is 42.7 degrees down here. It's not as clean as it was where I fished on Saturday. Where I fished on Saturday, we had about 3 feet of visibility into the river. I'm thinking here, let's just check. This is my official Sochi disc.
Oh, Publius. It's pronounced Seki.
We might have 5 inches here. But we don't have any direct sunlight. I think that'll affect it. Today, so it turns out there are a few fish here. They're either moving in or just got active. I mean, I'm marking fish now. But this is a community hole. I'm not gonna lie to you, on tournament day, I don't get to fish here. I don't get to fish a community hole on tournament day. Not because I don't want to, because I'd love to fish where the fish always are. My boat's not fast enough. So it is a leg race to a certain point. I don't know, maybe I'll keep you on here, catch you back up. If I could pop another one real quick, we'll see what's going on. If I can hit another one, it'd be sweet. These fish just nothing like getting caught off guard here. And he's gone.
Okay, too much camera work. Let's hear some official encouragement.
Scratch that. That is a miss.
That's better.
Epic miss. I don't think that one was the right kind. And if it was big. Because you didn't touch the boat and you didn't see it's as big as I want it to be. That's a little one. Yeah, when you have to describe that size as little, you know you've hooked some big ones before. Easy, buddy. Your day's over anyways. All right. Right at the end of the, hey, what's going on in the community hole session? All right, good morning, day 2. So Scouting day number 1. Probably not a lot of fishing, maybe a community haul. First things first, I'm gonna run up to the northern boundary. I'll put you on time lapse so you can see
upstream
how
boundary
exciting that's
to the
gonna be.
south.
And we'll just start picking her away from there. It's a little windy today, still overcast like you can see. And I guess I should mark this spot. This is the boat ramp, Richland Park.
Let's take a moment to talk about our ratings. After the tournament, the captain and Publius settled on a 3 for water body difficulty due to the staging nature of walleyes below us in Lake Sakakawea, their turbidity, and just the overall structure of the lower Yellowstone River. As for destination desire, the spot may be desirable for hunters this time of year, but doesn't merit a spot on the map to chase walleye.
All right, well, welcome to the end of full day number 1, real day filming number 2. Did quite a bit of scouting today. Had a lot of letdowns. I only caught 2 saugers so far. Had a lot of fun in the community hole. That's where the sauger were, obviously. And so now I'm just gonna, it's 4:15. I'm just gonna spend the rest of today in this community hole here, same one as last night, and just see what happens, I guess. Tomorrow we'll go downstream. I'll explain that in the morning when I say hala or ola, or drive with aloha. It varies by location. So we'll see what I can get out of this. Just a peace of mind. Maybe one walleye can come out today. I haven't seen a pike yet either. Not even a swirl, not a swish, not a swash. It's very unusual not to get piked off by, at least once a day, which is an interesting sign. What else is there? The weather's beautiful. I gotta take my jacket off today. The water temperature has jumped 3 whole degrees. So it's a 44.08 as I'm telling you right now. And if it keeps this up tomorrow, I hope it goes 3 more degrees. We get 47 out of it. And then Friday and Saturday are supposed to be cooling days. But if it gets close to 50 degrees, I think the fish are gonna be just super duper active. My spot lock died on me for some reason. It's an old school Minn Kota. They have the 50-foot spot lock too, so it'll cover a whole township just before it decides that it's not where it's supposed to be. But it does work for what I need it to. All right, well, take care. Good morning. Let's do this so you can see my face. All right. So it's pre-fishing, full day 2, film day 3. We're gonna go down, we're gonna look at the southern boundary.
The downstream boundary is to the north. His river flows and direction must be thrown off.
See what all's going on down there. I'm letting the motor warm up right now, that's why we're just putting along, and it's beautiful out here. We are pre-fishing for a tournament. I'm gonna say that every time because that's exactly what we're focusing on here. But the river structure here has very limited, prime walleye holding locations or prime fish holding locations. And it changes quite a bit between, I would say somewhere between Terry, Montana and down here at Sydney. It changes from essentially an adult river where there's lots of rock, quite a few breaks, lots of good habitat, to down here where it's very mature, slower, sand. Side channels become a big play. Anything that has man-made rock are a big deal for holding fish. The only difference is up further where there's a lot more rock, it's also a faster river structure. So if we had all that rock here where the water is obviously going to be slower and a little bit more meandery, it would just be everywhere and it would be just as good as you could imagine it. So pretty sure at this point, from the little pre-fishing in the community holes I've done, is the fish are just full-blown fall pattern, and they actually stage in the lower Yellowstone here. They come up out of Lake Sakakawea in North Dakota. So thank you, North Dakota, for stocking our Montana walleyes. I've always wanted to say that. Okay, so since the weather is here, I wish you were beautiful, Jimmy Buffett. Anyways, actually it's so nice out. The fish laid down, sun's bright, no wind. Typical walleye discouragement, really. I figured I'd do a quick commentary on what makes the River Rats Jig and Crank Fest, which is the title of this tournament we're doing the video on, what makes it so great. Well, we touched on a small local tournament, right? It's not a big group of guys, not expensive to get into. It does have a whole bunch of fun little side pots if you're into that game. There's lots of local experts that do fish regionally if you're looking up and around and about. Those are some strong points. The single biggest strong point, I think, for this tournament, unquestionably, is that it is a live weigh-in tournament. There are only 2 live weigh-in walleye tournaments in Montana. This is one of them. The other one is the Yellowstone Classic, held in Miles City in September, also on the Yellowstone River. And that's really important because you actually get to see the fish being weighed. There's a very strong characteristic or charisma or element of the sporting competition brought to it that seeing people's fish really brings up. You look at all the other large tournaments around the country, you get to see live weigh-ins all the time. People hold big fish up, people have 5 fish bags. It's really weird. I did see a Target Walleye article here a while back about the large weights they pull out of the tournaments on Fort Peck Reservoir, but they were actually like, well, where's the pictures? Well, there are only 2 live weigh tournaments in Montana. Everybody else uses weight cards, which has its own problems. So, moving on to what else makes this so great. Number one, or not number one, following up on the weight cards, is that it's the last one of the year. This is the last open water tournament that we'll have this year. Big secret on the pre-fishing, right? Weighted swim bait hook for walleye. Put that on the I would never have guessed it list. So those are the strong points of the tournament. I gotta do this. I know you won't be able to see my face, but I can just feel my forehead sizzling here. What else was there? There's not a lot of entry fees. I'm just gonna look real quick. I took a picture of my notes, so I can do this in the learning from locals. That's part of the atmosphere if you're looking for bigger tournaments. And playing into the live weigh-in is you actually get a sense of what a 5-pound bag, a 10-pound bag, a 10-pound fish look like at a tournament. You wouldn't get that in any of the other atmospheres that the Montana tournaments are offering. Now we'll go into the weak points. There's only so much limited key structure. This is a community hole. If you can tell from the background, that's actually the boat ramp we'll be launching from. So whoever wants to fish here at a faster boat gets this spot. And there's probably going to be fish here, I don't know. There were fish on the graph earlier. The other part is boat speeds. Obviously the key structure plus boat speed equals you get what you want. The walleye population down here isn't quite what you would expect it to be, but I think there's more here than what anglers are able to get on most of the time. And in the fall, we know we're pulling fish out of Sakakawea, so not every tournament weighs a fish, I don't think, and not every participant in this tournament weighs a fish. Goose eggs happen. I've done it. And one thing that plays into the idea that there isn't a strong population of walleye in this tournament, in this river body, it will play into seeing big weights of fish, large 5-fish baskets. It's not a slugfish to big fish, oh my gosh moments. There was one more point. And the weak point is the big fish tournaments, they do have a draw to them because they have an appeal. People want to see big fish caught. This tournament, if you can put 15 pounds in your box, you're probably going to win it. So you're going to have a good idea of what 15 pounds looks like. All of the fish in this tournament have to be over 15 inches, I believe, 14 or 15 inches. The narrator can put that up wherever it falls.
It's 14 inches.
But the Miles City one only has a 4 fish limit, and it's the most difficult walleye tournament in Montana for a million of its own other reasons. But here, for 15 pounds, that's 5 fish. That's a 3-pound average. That is having a cranker of a day out here.
The rating for walleye fell as a 2 on the 5-part scale. Both of the boys agreed that the overall limited river structure, catch rate, seasonal pattern, and lower water body staging took away from the quality of the angling overall, but did not disappoint.
Full day 3, 4th day filming. I actually have a partner today. He showed up. He's parked in the trailer right now. We'll get him on board and up to speed. All right, so this is our first spot. Start working the kinks out, get some boat logistics going. I do have a partner. Ta-da! My lie manifested itself. So,
hi, I'm Captain Pat Slater, Powell, Wyoming, owner of Lionized Fishing Charters. I'm here practicing pre-fishing for the Jig and Crank Fest tournament on the Yellowstone River at Sidney, Montana. We're pitching jigs and plastics right now, working a seam, trying to locate fish in preparation for the tournament tomorrow morning.
all right, community hall. So it was brought to my attention that we need to kick the skunk out of the boat.
Yes, we do. And they were going to give me all of $100. Fish? Yep. Okay. And it's sauger.
Sauger don't count, boys.
Cool. He wanted that bad on the thumper jig.
And something. Give it back.
You can't keep it. Cool.
Skunk's out.
Awesome. And I just, what was the point?
Sauger don't count, boys.
I just had one
Here
too.
it is. It's a little sauger, never mind.
Swimming upstream. He must have drifted back a little bit.
Okay, not even getting any size out of the sauger. All right, last community hole pre-fishing. No walleyes in the boat yet today. For whatever reason.
What? Oh, got a fish!
Even the right height. On the board.
Hey! Cool. On the purple. Dark Knight.
That's how well he was hooked, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you for the camera.
There we go. Finally. Dragging her on the bottom and picked her up.
They do exist.
They do exist.
Even Bigfoot's been spotted.
That is the right type. I was wondering if you could tell.
He's gone, sorry.
Alright, good morning. It's go day. So, we just checked in. We're waiting on our spot on the ramp. We're next, so I'm going to keep you with us at least till we get to our first spot, and then we'll start doing some logistics. You're looking backwards, so you won't be able to see how not having the fast boat affects you. Lucky you. So, but At least you'll get to see the splashdown. Well, we're on the water. Funnest thing to say on the beginning of the tournament is that it's all over but the crying. Basically any of them with a 3-piece windshield, see all that? They're all gonna be faster than us. It's kind of daunting, huh? Just to be competitive will take some skill. So now all I gotta do is wait for my partner to come back. Official time is 7:43. That means there's 2 minutes till everybody can launch. You get 15 minutes of travel. Line's in at 8 o'clock. Which is okay, because then we won't have to fight any waves. Here it goes. Got the gun. And they're gone.
Good morning, this is Captain Pat Slater again. It's day one of the Yellowstone River Rats Jig and Crank Fest here on the Yellowstone River outside of Sidney, Montana. We're getting ready, just turned 8 o'clock, so it's lines in. We're going to catch some fish. We had a little rain early this morning, about 3 a.m., but pretty stiff wind from the southwest, a little chilly. We're going to catch some fish today and have a great one. Here we go, lines in. All right.
If you don't want to get your pants pulled down, glue your baits to your jig head.
Okay, now we have hand signals, but don't worry, I'm good at these. We're having a great time. Headed to spot number 2. Nothing so far. A bird swooped in and caught a fish this big. Yeah, I think that was the gist of it. You should be all caught up now.
I can't believe this. There's nobody in this community hole. So that means they were already here, pulled the active fish and left, or they went right over it. But we're gonna fish here.
Cool.
Spot number 2. And I don't even know why. Spot number 1 sucked. It was a bunk. I don't know why I fished there. It's like stupid dew. Just awkward to be able to fish this spot during the tournament. Like super awkward. Usually they got a barbecue grill going, you know, a little mariachi band.
I'm a party barge.
Yeah.
Besides, it's a little more protected from that damn wind too.
With sunshine.
Yes.
Well, down here it is. It's going to be windy up there.
Yeah. Let's get one in the box. Get the skunk out.
Yeah.
Fish. Good fish, whatever it is.
Wallace.
What do we want it?
Woo! On the board.
Awesome! That's almost a 19.
Yeah, that's a good fish.
Woo! There we go.
Now I gotta shut my mouth about you setting the hook on all of these mystery fish.
Measuring just so we know. Get that plug in the boat. Ocho up front.
I'll let you deal with those logistics for now. And I...
19.
Okay. Four more of those. Here's fish. Sauger. Yep.
Two's better than one.
Two's better than one what?
Oh, what was it?
Cycling confidence baits on a hotspot can be key to boating extra fish, such as effectively covering a piece of structure. Publius took a quick moment to rig a hair jig and a big bite bait suicide shad to supplement his presentation.
Always glue your plastic onto your jig.
Can't get your pants pulled down if you're glued up.
This time we're good.
And the suicide shad pays off with the third fish in the box. I'm not sure what happened to the footage of the second fish, though.
Three's better than two. Good job. Another fish. And
There's another fish.
that's good. We can get 5 fish.
Oops, I got one. Oh, it's a little one.
Loving that jig.
Yeah, he's throated it. That's a walleye too.
Yeah.
There's no way this is part team.
No.
We'll check it just to be sure. I'm not a corn star, but I think I know what 14 inches looks like. Barely go left.
Fish. King of the saugers.
What's that, Captain? A sauger. You know what that means.
Okay. Welcome back to our paid programming. Where's my Moxie?
Publius had cycled baits, and they had a double. But only this fish went in the box, which makes 4, and now looking for fish number 5.
Oh yeah, that was a double, by the way. I found my Moxie! Oh yeah, he's fine.
Right there on that.
There's a fish. It's a bigger fish.
Yeah, it is. The Bighorn River? Let's measure him. I think he's about, he's supposed to be a cusp us, isn't he? He might be about 13 probably. Oh, he's almost. He's almost. He's 13. 3/4. Just in there. Oh, yeah. 13 3/4.
Almost.
Fish, they're going 6.5 pounds. That's a hell of a sauger.
Yeah. Here's fish. Camera. There he is. 13. Choked it though.
He did, and that one is number 5.
This will go?
Oh, absolutely. No question.
It'll be close.
That's number 5. Verify it. No doubt.
I was pulling that one. That one wasn't nice. Jazz hands.
A tournament limit is a good feeling.
5. Full card.
He's so moxie.
Yeah, that's 2 for that one. It's not very productive, I'm afraid. Well, we had and maybe somewhere else it might be next to a bluff or something.
Well, we've got 5. We're searching for our upgrade.
Yep, absolutely.
And this is our last rendezvous through this spot. And then we're gonna go hit another spot. Give this one, I don't know, a half-hour rest. Come back, see if there's another active fish maybe. Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
And then 3:59 p.m. So now it's 4 o'clock. It's the official close of.
Lines out?
Yeah, lines out. No
Finishing each other's sentences. Can you say bromance? Weirdos.
more fishing. So we got a half hour to go that 1 mile to the ramp. We did get our upgrade. We got some net footage of that. And it's now for the scale, you know, that place where they serve the humble pie with the glasses shut up. We're going there. Well, now we're back. Sun's on this side. And everybody's loading up, so we might as well wait our turn. Should probably finish filling the live well as well. And I gotta take the trolling motor off. Let's see how they did. This ought to be fun. We had a good day. The weather just got better. It's probably the best weather we've had for this tournament since I've been doing it, at least. So we'll see how some of the other teams did. I at least think we're gonna have a competitive weight. No doubt in my mind about that. So we'll probably do some video of the way in. We'll maybe put one camera up on time lapse as all the fish in the boats come and go and everything, and then the other one we have hopefully for the award ceremony. Maybe we're in it. We'll see what happens. We did get the upgrade fish on the net cam. I don't know if I said that earlier. That's going to be a cool video or a cool snippet, whatever they call it. What we needed. This is a fishing episode. So. River Rat Jig and Crank Fest.
That's awesome. That's close to 20.
Whoever thought of putting Chevys in a jet boat? That was the best last worst idea you ever had.
That's a big fish. I'll get my camera.
Especially the guy with the handlebar mustache. You don't need that much noise.
We'd like to say thanks to all the volunteers from the community that put time and money into the Jig and Crank Fest. And here, introducing the top 3 finishers, is Todd Dooley, tournament director, local river rat, and experienced angler.
Third place goes Cole Worth and Larry Mint.
With 9.25 pounds.
Got second place, Rocky and Gary Torgerson.
With 9.31 pounds.
Hey, and first place, and I believe this is the first time back winners we've had in this tournament, goes to Brad Anvik and Tanner Roth.
With 10.87 pounds. And here are our top 3 finishing teams. Our boys took 4th with 8.93 pounds. To close this episode of the Mountain West Angler is the angler difficulty rating. Publius and the captain decided to include the pre-fishing with the tournament. They agreed on a 4, mainly for the overall environment of this particular tournament, those that volunteer towards its function and execution and format, and 1 point worth of difficulty for factors at play like season, river structure, turbidity, and fish behavior. The River Rats Jig and Crank Fest gets an overall rating of 9 out of 16 for our rating system. Check out the tournament if you would like to participate or volunteer. Anglers wanted. Until next time, happy angling.